So, hey there YouTubes, hey there YouTubes, got a little something going on here. I just want to show you guys a little trick. So, if you want to see people's levels quick, a fast way to do it is just create, exit, join. You'll see their levels, definitely back out. So when you're looking for a team, you're looking for a few things. You want them to be 100 plus. You're going to need at least 2 pumpkin dukes and a cupid. So that's sort of like the minimum. Or if you can go with 3 pumpkin dukes. You sort of need that. If you don't see at least 2 pumpkin dukes and a cupid, or 3 pumpkin dukes and no cupid, you should pretty much bounce. So that's some of the things you want to take a look for. If you're less than 100 and you're not bringing a cupid or pumpkin duke to the table, you probably shouldn't join whatsoever. Just saying. They need to create another Storm Mesa just for people that are like really low levels that can go there and do that. That has like very small rewards of some sort. Because right now, the amount of people that are green and now you can carry others. A way of carrying others, if you have a pumpkin duke and a cupid, you can carry others. As you can see, I just have a pumpkin duke on this particular account. So I can only carry so much. So let me actually rearrange my setup. I was using this setup more for farming 2. Let me set it to my 3 setup. There you go. Pumpkin duke I would care about more. I sort of want... Ninja can die. I don't care about Ninja. Alright, so I'll go with that for my setup too. And so with Storm Mesa, there's a few things. You're going to want to be in the bottom. If you see people stuck up at the top corner, staying at the edge, you're going to want to bounce as well. So that's one of the factors where you should probably just leave. Unless that person at the top is like level 140 or above, then they'll survive and they'll be fine. So that's one of the rules. Second one of the rules, if you only have a pumpkin duke yourself, like I said, you're looking for the group to have at least 2 pumpkin dukes and a cupid, or 3 pumpkin dukes. You really need to boost that DPS up. If that DPS is not going fast and hard, the boss will not die. Even if you have all level 140 heroes in there, and they're all alive, they won't kill the boss in time. So you're also on a timer with this, so you gotta watch out for that. So let's join up, we'll take a look. We're definitely not going to do that one. Do it again. We're looking for those decent level heroes, but we gotta nope, that's gonna be a no. That's gonna be a no as well. So now you just back out and you go in there and do it again. And so now we got a pumpkin duke, but their levels are horrible. Let's take a look at the druid. Yeah, this is gonna be a no. I didn't see another pumpkin duke in there or a cupid, and if I don't see another pumpkin duke or a cupid, remember 3 pumpkin dukes or 2 pumpkin dukes and a cupid. Now you only have so much time to try and inspect the other people. If you don't see that and it doesn't meet your requirements, back out. And if you have a pumpkin duke that's under 100, it's doable, but it's risking it. So if you see a team that has a pumpkin duke or a cupid under 100, it's possible that it could make it, but it's more risky. And this is if you're just doing, you know, randoms. So levels are high enough except for that one, and he's not moving over. And we are gotta back out. Gotta back out. That team is not good. Mark out. Run away. Run away. Ooh, that one's horrible too. That one's horrible as well. Just all these people, they really need to create one just for like the low. Oh, that cupid was there. I'm more okay with the cupid. A pumpkin duke is fine. Sort of wondering about that level 95 though. And they're not going over, so once again, join up and see what we got. Level 80s. Ooh. Not unless they have a pumpkin duke on their face. Nope. You can see it takes a little bit more time to find a group that's actually going to probably do it. So that druid is the one that's in question. We should probably just back out. Back out. We're not seeing a druid, so it's scary. No, sorry, no pumpkin duke. Ooh, luckies. Oh, these blues and greens are just everywhere. Okay, the levels are high enough, but not gonna do it with that. There are just so many blues and greens out today, man. Okay, so that person has a pumpkin duke. We have 3 pumpkin dukes. We have 3 pumpkin dukes, but that person has some cruddy heroes. Oh, we're risking it, but we have 3 pumpkin dukes. This team is holding us back, but that 3rd pumpkin duke is what I'm looking at to potentially get us moving. As long as we can kill their cupid fast enough, and that cupid does not kill our pumpkin duke. Right now our pumpkin duke really needs to not die. Oh, they buffed up that hero. I think we have all 3 pumpkin dukes alive, and with them going, the stacks are going to build. So this is sort of going off the rule of 3 pumpkin dukes, but we're really risking it having some low-level heroes in there. But it's more of a potential to win. So we got 3 pumpkin dukes, so that met one of our rules. They were a little lower than 100 though, which is risking it. But it could be doable as long as, you know, my guys are tanking. And it looks like my guy is tanking, I think. But there we go. So it looks like we are going to do it. 3 pumpkin dukes equals good. Or 2 pumpkin dukes and 1 cupid. And that's what you're looking for. That's what the group needs to be able to win. To guarantee a win. If you don't have that, well, you're going to be hurting. It's going to be harder. Even if you have like all level 140 heroes in there, if you don't have a pumpkin duke in there, you're not going to make it. You could have 2 cupids in there, and you're just not going to make it. You really need the power of pumpkin duke. Pumpkin duke is extremely valuable in this game mode. Very, very valuable. I can't understate that or overstate that. I mean, you just need pumpkin dukes, and you definitely need some power of cupid with the pumpkin duke if you can combine those together. If you can get 3 pumpkin dukes, you're good. Or 2 pumpkin dukes and 1 cupid. But they all need to be alive at the time of the boss and at the time that they're getting going. You need something tanking it so a pumpkin duke isn't tanking it. But that's sort of what you need to be able to win. If you have less than 100 and you don't have a pumpkin duke and you don't have a cupid, you probably shouldn't be doing this game mode. I'm not trying to be elitist or anything like that. It's just, it makes it so much harder. I was okay with those people being less than 100 because they brought pumpkin dukes to the table. Pumpkin dukes are important. I can't say this often enough. Pumpkin duke is very important. Same thing with cupid. If you're not bringing those to the table and you're less than 100, you're really holding back the team. Even for Storm Mesa 1. Now, someone else could pull the team for you. If someone's bringing a cupid and a pumpkin duke to the table and they're really high level, they can pull the team for everyone else because their pumpkin duke's likely to survive, their cupid's likely to survive, they're going to probably build up their stacks quick enough. So you might have a superhero that can pull the group, but if you don't have a superhero to pull the group, you're going to probably lose. So, lessons learned for the day. The group's numbers were high enough. Ooh, there is enough pumpkin dukes to do this. If everyone gets their butts down here, if everyone, that guy isn't pulling his weight, but they got pumpkin dukes, so I'm going to be more okay with it. See, that guy's less than 100, but he's got a pumpkin duke, so I'm okay with it. So we got 3 pumpkin dukes in the group. We really need to kill that cupid. That cupid needs to die. Don't let my pumpkin duke tank. Oh, I really hate it when I see pumpkin duke tanking. So we're down to 2 pumpkin dukes. That is risking it, unfortunately. But we're getting some DPS here. So my pumpkin duke is still alive, but my pumpkin duke is tanking. My pumpkin duke the tank. And as you can see, 3 pumpkin dukes equals a win, even if you have a person less than 100. If you're bringing a pumpkin duke to the table, I'm okay with you being less than 100. Because you have pumpkin duke. So, lesson learned. You need 3 pumpkin dukes at least, or 2 pumpkin dukes and a cupid. I'm like, busting the song, right? So you can create a group, purposely exit, join team, so you can see the levels of the people you're dealing with. That person's a level 80. Let's see what they got. They don't have a pumpkin duke or anything, so I am balking out. Create, exit, join. All high levels, except, yeah, I'm not seeing any pumpkin dukes. I'm seeing a pumpkin duke, but I'm not seeing another pumpkin duke, so we are going to have to back out. You need to find that second pumpkin duke or a cupid. I mean, the third pumpkin duke or a cupid. You need 3 pumpkin dukes or 2 pumpkin dukes and a cupid. That is pretty much what you need to win. Unless you have a person that is really high level, that can really carry the group, that has a pumpkin duke and a cupid. If you can have someone that can carry the whole group, then yay. If you can't find that person that's, you know, the hero, then back out, run away. Okay, these are... I don't know about this one. That's a no. Those low levels, if you're not bringing a pumpkin duke to the table, just... They need to create one just for low levels. They really do. The greens and blues, it's just such a high chance of loss getting a blue or green in your group. I'm being honest. Unless you yourself is like, unless you can bring to the table a cupid and a pumpkin duke to carry those other people, it's best to back out of the group. I only have a pumpkin duke, so I can't carry him hard enough with this account. On my main account, I wouldn't care. My main account can almost solo tier 1, so I'm actually trying to solo tier 1 now. I'm getting so close. It's like, oh, the DPS race on it is just so tight. Oh, I'm almost able to solo it. I think if I can get my my stuff up a little higher in my main, I might actually be able to solo it soon. All my heroes make it to the boss and survive, but the DPS race itself, I seem to almost pull it off. It's like, oh, it's so close. Come on. I just need some more DPS. But someone will probably beat me to soloing Storm. I didn't even check if someone's trying to solo it. You guys saw me 2-man it, but I'm trying to solo it. It's really difficult trying to solo. I can tell you the DPS needed is just ridiculous. Okay, we got some high levels here, but I'm not Cupid. But that person, back out. Oh, crud. Okay, we got two pumpkin dukes and a cupid. We really need pumpkin duke not to die. Come on. We've got the boost. Oh, pumpkin duke is starting to tank, but no, kill that cupid. It's about to kill my pumpkin duke. Oh, please, pumpkin duke, don't die. Please, pumpkin duke, stay alive. There we go. As long as my pumpkin duke can tank right now my pumpkin duke is tanking the boss, which is sort of scary to me. Because if pumpkin duke dies, we're then in a little bit of trouble. But right now, pumpkin duke is staying alive, so we're okay. So, like I said, 2 pumpkin dukes and a cupid can do it. Or 3 pumpkin dukes can do it. Even if you have a lower person in the group with some 90s or 60s, you can do it. As long as there's that particular combination, like I was saying, of those pumpkin dukes and cupid. It really matters, unfortunately. Because this game mode is all about the DPS output. The more damage done to the boss, the faster it happens, the better chance of winning you have. Not trying to be elitist, not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to be honest. Now, like I said, you can carry others if you yourself have a really strong pumpkin duke and a really strong cupid. You can just carry that flag and be like, boom, and just slam into the boss's head, and you'll win. But if you can't pull it for everyone else, you gotta look for this in a particular group setup. You need 3 pumpkin dukes or 2 pumpkin dukes and a cupid. Just look for that. So, and once again, you can look at their level. Ooh, that is horrible. That is not gonna go for that. Levels are fine, but now what do they have? I need to see what they have. I need to know what they got. Okay, that's got a cupid. Fudge. Okay, the cupid. No. Back up. That person's just taking forever. I could only find one other pumpkin duke. I don't want to carry a blue. But there was a cupid there. I'm just not gonna run with that. Let's see if we can. Okay, this one looks good. That one looks. No, I'm not trying to get my butt over there. We got only 2. Oh, this is gonna be. That one would have been horrible. Okay, so come on. Okay, so I see a. Well, no, I don't. All right, come on. Let's see if we can find something. There was a pumpkin duke. Okay, well, those levels were decent enough for me to be okay. But I was going to then click on them to see what they had. 142, that's fine. Well, they get a cupid, but now that blue is just going to make it a no. The levels are fine there. The levels are fine. Okay, this is good. This whole setup right here is going to be guaranteed win, I think. This is a guaranteed win. We know we have at least 3 pumpkin dukes and a cupid. At least 3 pumpkin. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 cupids and 3 pumpkin dukes. Watch how fast this goes. This is just game over. This should be a win very quickly. There should be no loss here. Once we get one of the cupids to proc. Boom! Here we go. Look at the damage increase. Now, look at the cupids just go. Look at the pumpkin dukes, the craziness, the madness. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for cupids, we're looking for pumpkin dukes. You have to find them to be able to beat this mode. This game mode, it depends on cupids and pumpkin dukes. I can't stress it enough. Levels, if you can get around 100, but if some of the people are underneath that, as long as they have a pumpkin duke or a cupid, they could still stay alive and be okay on your team. But once you get all those pumpkin dukes just going crazy, you win. So if you want to sort of guarantee wins in public matches, that's what you got to look for. I'm not trying to be elitist, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but this is sort of what you got to do if you want to win. And I can't stress enough, if you're under 100 and you're not bringing a pumpkin duke or a cupid to the table, you're holding back the team. Unless you can find a hero, someone who's really powerful to carry you, you're just gonna lose. Okay, we got some powerful, but that blue is just really holding us back. Okay, this is a good team. The levels are high enough. We got 2 pumpkin dukes. We got 3 pumpkin dukes. We got 3 pumpkin dukes. The levels are fine. As long as one of the pumpkin dukes does not die, we should be okay. So we just need the reapers to tank. We need reapers to tank. And we need that cupid to die. But once that happens, here those pumpkin dukes, once they get their stacks up, yep, there's the cupid is dead. I think my pumpkin duke is tanking again. I don't know why my pumpkin duke likes tanking, but for some odd reason it happens. But now you can see, as soon as you have 3 pumpkin dukes, the speed, look at the attack speed. It's really important, being able to get that damage up really high, so you see that boss life just disappear. 3 pumpkin dukes equals a win. Can't stress it enough. If you want to win, you got to do that. Either that, or if you're the person that has the pumpkin, a duke, and a cupid, and you're really high level, you can have less requirements. You can possibly get away with just having, you know, finding a cupid or finding someone else with a pumpkin duke. You can then win with that. If you're bringing that to the table, a cupid and a pumpkin duke, your chances of winning are much higher. Right now, all I have is a pumpkin duke, and I'll just show you what my pumpkin duke has, so you get a better understanding. That's the pumpkin duke. It's got a revite, and it's a 7 and 9. So that's what my pumpkin duke brings to the table, and also the level of my heroes. You can see right there. That's what I'm dealing with. Now, if I was going to be a little bit better to the team, I would also level up my Snowzilla. Snowzilla is definitely good on the boss, and that helps a bit. But you know, it really increases the DPS. But you know, right now I didn't want to level it just yet, but I think I might. But you know, something. All right, back to doing some. We got one left, so let's try and get it going. So once again, we exit, join team, and that is a no. That is a clear no. That is a clear iffy. But I don't see any pumpkin dukes, and I don't feel like clicking through with some really low levels in there. If I saw one of the low levels had a pumpkin duke, there's a pumpkin duke here. So let's click. Ooh, that's yucky. Let's see what this person brings to the table. Let's back out and just rejoin. Pumpkin duke. That pumpkin duke. Me and that other dude are gonna really have to carry. Ooh, so well, we'd still have to be carrying them. That person has nothing, but we got 2 pumpkin dukes. I think I'm just. Yeah, I could have stayed with that one. There was a cupid in there, but I was so scared. I was so scared I backed out that we could have done that. We could have done it. I was so scared. We could have carried that blue with the other person that had a pumpkin duke and the other person had a cupid. We could have carried that blue. But I scared, I backed out. So, because you don't want to risk your stuff. You don't really want to lose your stuff. So we got some high levels here. But I'm not seeing any pumpkin dukes. Not seeing any pumpkin dukes. There's a pumpkin duke. So there's only one pumpkin duke there. I see a second pumpkin duke. We are looking better. Can we get a third pumpkin duke? Can we get a third pumpkin duke? We cannot back out. I didn't see a cupid, so I really had to back out. Even though the levels are really high, without another pumpkin duke or something, it would have been a little difficult. The levels aren't right, and I'm not seeing what I need. I know I'm being picky, but this is a way to guarantee wins. That cupid. Ooh. What does this person have? No. I'm guessing other people are looking for the same thing when they're doing this. They're probably doing the same thing that I'm doing. Yeah, no. Okay, this is a high enough person, but let's see if we can. That 140, we can't carry that blue. You can't carry 2 blues. I'm just not gonna do that. On my main account, I could carry 2 blues. It doesn't matter because I can almost solo it on my own. But on this account, I'm not gonna do it. Yep. Okay, so the level there is high enough. That blue is really holding us back. No. Okay, the levels are high enough. Oh, the levels are really high. That group could have done it. As long as there would have been a second pumpkin duke, we could have did it. But we backed out for some reason. Can we carry that blue is the question of the day. No, I really don't want to carry that blue. That blue is really demanding to be carried. Alright, the levels were high enough, but They backed out. Okay, this is good. I see one pumpkin duke. Oh, come on, there was a pumpkin duke there. Okay, we get a group with Aries, but I don't see pumpkin duke. Pumpkin duke, where are you? Okay, we have high enough levels to care. Can I see what you guys have? That is the cupid. Can we get a pumpkin duke? Can we get a pumpkin duke? I see a blue, unfortunately. The team had blues. So create exit join team. Create exit join team. Okay, I see pumpkin dukes. We have enough pumpkin dukes just on face value. We have enough pumpkin dukes. Just get your pumpkin duke butt over here. I'm okay because I see pumpkin dukes. I see pumpkin dukes and cupids. We can carry this team. See, the person is bringing a pumpkin duke to the table even though they're under 100. And that's why I accept them. Because they have a pumpkin duke, I am willing to look by their low level. Because they can bring a pumpkin duke to the table. Now here we go. The pumpkin dukes are going off and the cupids are going off. We should start going ape crazy now. Look at that. Like I said, once we can get the combination, that synergy, but we're starting to lose some heroes though. So that sort of sucks a little bit. So I think a pumpkin duke might die here. Ouchies. So we could potentially lose this one because our tank went down. Because our tank went down and we're starting to lose some pumpkin dukes. I think we're about to lose another pumpkin duke. Yeah, we lost some pumpkin dukes, I think. Those cupids just aren't bringing a lot to the table. No, we're going to lose this one. Like I said, you are risking a little bit, but not bad for pugging. We did pretty good today for pugging. We still have a chance of beating this because we still have 2 pumpkin dukes and 2 cupids left. We have a chance of beating this, though. A low chance, but a chance nonetheless. It's a chance enough. We're still doing enough damage. And that's because we had the requirements. We met our minimum requirement. And I was okay with allowing that group that had like the level 80 heroes in because they brought a pumpkin duke to the table. But now we are down to 1 pumpkin duke and some cupids. It's risking it at this point. It's still risking it. Come on, there we go. Come on down. Oh, we're going to lose Pumpkin Duke, and that is going to probably kill us. Losing Pumpkin Duke. Once you have no Pumpkin Dukes, it can take a minute or 2 minutes to clear up that last little bit. I think that's my my Reaper. Yeah. We might not make it still. It's going to be so dang close. Just because we lost Pumpkin Dukes. That's how much Pumpkin Duke matters. Pumpkin Duke. Without Pumpkin Duke, life is not valid. Oh, so close. So close. Look at that. Oh. But that's how you sort of almost guarantee a win. We, you know, almost won that one. Almost. It was so close. If I'd have been a little bit more picky on the level there, we would have most likely won it. But that's how I've been trying to guarantee wins when I puck. So if you want to know, once again, at least 2 Pumpkin Dukes and 1 Cupid, or 3 Pumpkin Dukes. That's sort of like the minimum requirements. Even with that, if you can get heroes that are also above 100, then that pretty much guarantees it. So you sort of need, in addition to those levels for Pumpkin Dukes, you'd want to have 100 plus. It's not, you guarantee yourself a win if you have the Pumpkin Dukes and 100 plus, or you could sort of risk it going a little bit under 100, but you really need those Pumpkin Dukes and you really need, Cupids are nice. So, and then doing the little trick with you do a create and then exit and join, so you can see the levels of the people that you're dealing with. So just a little quick tip. Hopefully you guys found that useful and maybe use it yourself. So see you guys shortly. So for pugging, that's sort of what you want to do. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one.